In the last two parts, I've lost hope. The main system it was running on broke. The hard drive that everything was saved on, dead. But I won't let that stop me. No matter how many things go wrong in this project, I'm gonna make sure it gets done. Even if that means we're gonna have to put certain things off for just a little bit longer, and start them from scratch. Start of a new GL.a.d.o.s video, which, if you see any others, you know what that means.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the
I think
fuck?
I'm gonna miss it. I just wanted to start this one off by saying the control panel is ready. So it's climbs up here, comes down, and then boom, there it is. Control panel right there. And
bedroom light off. Bedroom light.
they all do that. So like,
Turning on computer.
I needed to turn my computer on, so actually that was quite useful. That means it's back to GL.a.d.o.s. And I've got to restart GL.a.d.o.s because everything was lost. Isn't that right, Otto? Isn't that right?
Every night you are asleep, you are not safe.
She said yes. So I wanted to get GL.a.d.o.s running again, so that's what I'm working on at the moment, and I just wanted to do it on the main system and then just drag it onto the laptop. But what I'm using as a base, I think only works on Linux, which means I'm going to have to run a permanent virtual machine, and I don't know if it can handle that, but I do have another computer just down here that I just don't have the power cable for. It might be worth investing in that power cable, assuming that this is the issue and that running a Linux virtual machine fixes it.
One issue that I've noticed with the whole control panel is that running it on the laptop, give it 24 hours and it starts to lag and freeze, and then you can push a button and nothing will happen, which is a bit of an issue. I kind of need things to happen when you push the buttons, and I think it's because it's running on a laptop. The screen powers down. It doesn't go into sleep, but it powers down and it goes into like a power saving mode. So it might be time to try and get that other computer running, and if that's not good enough for it, then it might be time to find a new system for it.
If you saw the last video, you're gonna know that that's in a really open position and it has to move. So I'm gonna move it. It will eventually have more in it than just the laptop. The cable management isn't great. I need to plug in the rest of the stuff now.
So obviously this is old GL.a.d.o.s, but now this will be new GL.a.d.o.s. So I am stealing the RAM from the old one because this system only has a motherboard. That is it. So there's no CPU, there's no RAM, no GPU. Hopefully this one won't die.
Also, another addition to GL.a.d.o.s is a Raspberry Pi, which is going to be really useful because obviously the heater doesn't have control and the TV doesn't have control. However, you know what can control them? This little thing, the Raspberry Pi, running Home Assistant. I should be able to set up Home Assistant to at least control the heater and possibly my TV. But we'll find out. We will find out. So obviously Matt's old computer is missing a CPU. So I've managed to get my mum's old computer, which is right in front of me, and I'll show you in a minute. Only problem is there's a lot of photos, like thousands, possibly tens of thousands of photos, and I don't have a storage server yet. So I'm gonna have to find a way to get them all onto Google Drive without it crashing. This thing is the computer. Like, it's an all-in-one Lenovo from like 2016, possibly even older. So I guess it's time to do it. So it's been like 5 hours now. I did it on Edge because Chrome wasn't installed, and then it stopped working, and so I had to do it on Chrome, and then Chrome didn't install, so I didn't. Every time I tried doing it on Edge, it would eventually just say like, you have no network connection, and so I've now set it up on the Google Drive app, and it seems to be fine, so that's a win. It's just gonna take a very long time. You can install Ubuntu on it, yay!
As mentioned earlier, I've got a Raspberry Pi constantly running Home Assistant to interact with stuff like the heater, and that is the easy part. The hard part is figuring out how to get it to accept third-party control. Now, Home Assistant's alright with that if you can figure out what you need to send it. Here's a little Home Assistant WebSocket breakdown. To start off the inspect element, open up the network tab and filter it by WS. Then refresh the Home Assistant overview, and this will show every single WebSocket event. Now, when you interact with something on your dashboard, it will send an event in the WS log. Open up the event with the blue arrow with type call service. Blue arrows are the browser sending and requesting data to and from the server. What we need to do is send the server the info shown in the event. I'll be using Python to do so. This is what that looks like. I'm connecting to the WebSocket, sending it my auth code, and then sending it the event. The domain tells the server what kind of device I'm sending the event to. The ID can be anything but is required. Some events can return a response, however this one can't and will cause an error if I do request one. The service tells it what I want to do with this device, and the server's data specifies what device I want to set and what I want to set it to. And finally, type is where I tell it I want to have it run a command, and then it sends it. And from here, I create a HTML to incorporate into the control panel, created some JavaScript to back it up, linked it into the main server Python script, and then from there had it import a separate Home Assistant script to where I basically wrote the test script with 3 different versions: heater on, heater off, and heater temperature. Within this script I had 3 different variables: device ID, heater state, and heat_temp, and these would change based off of the input in the JavaScript.
The official test of this system. I'm going to plug it in now. We have spinning. So thanks to someone on Google, I found out right here at the bottom, you can't really see it very well. There's 3 pins right above it, a 1, 2, 2, 3. 1, 2 a normal, and 2, 3 reset. So fingers crossed this fixes it. Like, it's not been turning off and on like it was before. So I have tried everything. Considering the other computer didn't boot either, probably a RAM issue. If this doesn't work, I have another plan.
We've hit another rough patch. Matt's old computer doesn't want to boot because the BIOS is broken on it, and this little computer can't run the GL.a.d.o.s script because its hardware isn't good enough. So for now, I'm going to turn this all-in-one into like a master control panel that just displays everything on the system that's being used. But for now, this is where this one's going to come to an end.